I graduated, got a job in hospitality, and I had done photography as a hobby. And unlike you, who was surrounded by artists like your whole life, I was surrounded by like industrious, entrepreneurial and hardworking career professionals. Not a lot of art around me. And so when I sort of fell in love with photography, I'm like, cool, that'll be a neat hobby. And just kind of tucked it away. I would do travel photography and architectural and landscape. And I worked in hotels throughout Southern California for the better part of a decade. And I sort of burnt out. It was really a lot of work. And when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, it was fun. And there was a lot of camaraderie and excitement. Ultimately, though, I started to burn out. And I thought, I'm going to try to find another job.
Yeah.
And I took a corporate job here in Dallas, which is why I moved here from Southern California. And it was remarkable to me because I came around the corner and went to ask someone on orchestra. It was like 5:05 p.m. and it was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And I realized in that moment, oh, that's right. Corporate America typically goes home around 5. Well, what am I going to do with all this extra time? And so I always felt happiest with a camera in my hand. I bought my first ever digital camera, which was in 2007.
Yeah.
And started just doing work in evening times.
What brand was that, Don?
At the time, it was Canon, which was it was a legacy buy for me because my first ever camera was a film Canon AE1, which I think almost everyone,
which was also my first camera
that started that were Gen X. That was the camera. Right? Yeah. It was in the 70s and 80s. That was the film camera you bought, and I still have it. It's still upstairs. I started doing these events in the evening time for, Modern Luxury Dallas and the Village Voice and or Dallas Voice, all these other publications. And I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. But again, it was a hobby. It was like a side hustle. I was doing it just for the love of the game.
Yeah, and meeting people and all the things.
Just getting out. And it was hospitality. So it was like my two worlds coming together.
Yeah.
Still not a business. And then it was around 2009. So you and I had met. We'd talked. We lived at slightly different intersections of artist and entrepreneur
100%,
events and weddings, and in large part, sort of artist in service to things happening. And you were much more the creative, pre-production, planning, creative entrepreneurship from a perspective of like, what do I see here? How do I create this? Whereas I was largely documenting what was happening.
Right.
Very different.
Yeah.
Which was fun.
As in the commercial realm and then in fashion, I was in charge of like setting up all the elements,
everything,
right? And so that comes into hand later.
Yeah.
But
there was this certain unique element of that our history and our where we'd been and where we are was really this just beautiful recipe to create something unique. And so in 2009, the project that I was working on that I was originally hired for to come to Dallas was abruptly canceled, let's say, because of an acquisition and all these things. And they said, well, listen, let's get you back into hotels. And I remember having the conversation with you. I'm like, I don't really want to go back to a job where the majority of the responsibility is on a property where, you get up early, you go to the property, you serve. And again, it's a wonderful career. Mm-hmm. It just didn't feel right for me anymore. And you and I decided, let's just go all in. Yeah. We'd been doing photography as a side hustle for a while now. You were an entrepreneur your whole life.
You had started doing weddings. You had interned with a few other photographers in town.
I had a few really great mentors.
Or not in town, out of town.
Yeah,